Lifelong mission, even if you had my contact, you still couldn't see what I envisioned. My eyes so focused on the mission. Only allow the God with me, cause the eyes are against me. Only trust in God, so the evil is against me. Just cause a person smile and the face don't mean that they friendly. In the
Yo, what's happening? What's up with y'all, man? I'd like to welcome all y'all to Support You YouTube channel. If you haven't already, like, comment, and subscribe. My name is Ezekiel, and today's topic we're gonna be talking about PTSD. And what is PTSD and some of the side effects or some of the symptoms or the signs of PTSD. PTSD is post-traumatic stress disorder. And I know when a lot of people hear that, the first thing come to your mind is war. People that's been at war. Um, and some of the signs of PTSD will be flashbacks, nightmares, waking up in cold sweats, depression, anxiety, even to the point where you might have a personality disorder. You know what I'm saying? All this is stems from PTSD. And in our culture, I believe a lot of us suffer from PTSD and don't even realize that we suffer from PTSD. Because, imagine you living in your community and you witness someone get killed at a young age, and you come out and the body still laying there, and the body laying there for 4 or 5 hours before the coroner come and pick the body up. Or you seeing someone get beat severely bad in front of you at a young age. Or let's say even someone that's been molested, you know what I'm saying, they suffer from PTSD. It might make them like very promiscuous, like a little girl that's been touched by an uncle or been touched by a relative or stepdad or whatever. This might make her very, very promiscuous. You know what I'm saying? And like, a lot of people like might look at her this way, but sit down and talk to that lady. You know what I'm saying? Talk to that little girl, and you might get to the understand that she's not acting out. She's actually asking for help. You know what I'm saying? The way she's acting, this is actually her cry for help. You know what I'm saying? Because this is how she deal with what happened to her. Like PTSD is very real in our culture. And like I say, a lot of us don't realize that we have PTSD. You know what I'm saying? Because we thinking, oh, I ain't been to war. I haven't, been to Afghanistan, or I haven't, seen no one step on a landmine and get blew up beside me. Or no. That's not necessarily always the case. Like I say, I witnessed someone commit suicide in front of me at the age of 6. You know what I'm saying? I got pulled over before by the police for a speeding ticket, and another officer pulled up and pulled a gun on me, had the gun pointed at my head on the passenger side, and told me if I move again, he gonna send me to God. You know what I'm saying? So that right there, that like messed me up in the head. And I went to jail one time, and every time after that, when the police would get behind me or any kind of car that resembled a police car, would get bad anxiety attacks. Like real bad anxiety attacks. Down there to the point that I have to feel like I have to pull over and stop. You know what I'm saying? Stop driving and just like calm down. So like PTSD can be very, very severe on a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? And I went through a lot of mental abuse growing up. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't necessarily like vulgar mentally abuse. It was just like people pouring their insecurities on you. People, pouring their trauma on you. People not really necessarily trying to heal, and they just, pouring all their insecurities and all their trauma on you as a young age, and you unaware of this. So, a lot of that caused me to have like depression, anxiety, not feel I didn't feel worthy at times. I dislike my own skin, because of some of the things that was put in my head, some of the things were put in my head that my mom loved my brother more than she loved me because he was more her complexion, or because his dad was in my life, in his life, and my dad wasn't in my life. So, just hearing that from someone, that's close to you, or someone that's raising you. This this didn't come from my mom. She wasn't the one that said this. But that just to have someone, that's supposed to be, your parental caregiver, or whatever you want to call it, or someone that's supposed to be, taking care of you, and guiding you through life, and they telling you stuff like this, that played a huge part on how I felt about myself. You know what I'm saying? For years, it took me a long time to like overcome that, and be comfortable with who I am, and love this dark skin. You know what I'm saying? And love this beautiful dark skin that I have, and now I understand, like this is godly. You know what I'm saying? This is godly to, what I'm saying? This is a blessing. Even though the whole world look at it as a curse, this is a blessing. You know what I'm saying? For to be a black person, this is a blessing. No matter how we want to look at it, it's a blessing, man. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like everyone else around us know the same thing. That's why they try to suppress us from, tapping in to that godly state, and getting the understanding that, what I'm saying, this like, hey, being black, I ain't gonna lie. Excuse my language, but it's the shit without the smell. You know what I'm saying? Like, straight up. But yeah, though. But it took me a long time to like get comfortable in my own skin, and like embrace myself. I used to try to hide all my depression and insecurities with material things. I would always like spend like a whole lot of money on clothes and shoes. And it wasn't necessarily because of the hand-me-downs that I had growing up. It was that played a factor on it, but it was mainly of me trying to hide my insecurities. You know what I'm saying? Hide what was put in my head as a young age, on how I felt about myself, and how I thought the world viewed me, or how I thought my peers or people around me viewed me. Here I would be, I would have like, you know, all these nice clothes on, but no self esteem. You know what I'm saying? No self confidence. I'm here like might be fresher than all my peers, but I have no confidence. I have very low self esteem. You know what I'm saying? And that type of thing show. Like no matter how much material stuff you try to, um use and deal with to like try to hide, your insecurities, like certain stuff is just gonna show. Like certain stuff you can't even buy enough material stuff to like, cover up certain things. You know what I'm saying? And another thing I wanna say about the PTSD, when I look at the women, you know what I'm saying? A lot of women, black women in our culture, they are taught that they hair, what I'm saying, is like no good, or it's bad, or something is bad about having, your regular hair. So a lot of women, go and get hair. I'm not against that, hey, that's you, that's your preference, you know what I'm saying? But, we are taught, that being who you are is something bad. Being black is something bad, or being indigenous to this land is something bad, or being, aboriginal, or being a black Jew, or whatever you want to call yourself is something bad. So a lot of people, that don't have self identity with who they are, and not in tune with they self, and haven't embraced all their insecurities and flaws, and truly open up and love they self to the full capacity that they have inside of them, you know what I'm saying? They go out and do all these other things to try to make the world feel more comfortable and more at ease with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, another thing, look at social media and the PTSD that it causes women to have. You got all these women getting BBLs and all this. Like, you have to be comfortable in your own skin. Like, you have to be comfortable. You know what I'm saying? If God wanted every woman to have a big butt, he would have, like, the universe would have gave every woman a big butt. You know what I'm saying? And big breasts. It's not like that. You know what I'm saying? You have to be comfortable with your own skin. You have to look in that mirror and you have to love that person to ain't no more love left in you. You know what I'm saying? You have to love that person with every drop of love you have in your heart, because that's the only person that matter is who you see in that mirror. You know what I'm saying? That's the person you have to please. That's the person that you have to, be better than. That's the person that you in competition with. You know what I'm saying? You have to, become a better version of yourself and let the old version of yourself die. You know what I'm saying? You have to kill off the old, you know what I'm saying, to bring in the new. A lot of people that know me as Zeke or know me as Sput, my nickname growing up, that's my representative that I introduced you to at that time. A lot of you don't know Ezekiel. A lot of you's not gonna know Ezekiel. I'm not the same person. That's why I go by Ezekiel now and not Zeke and not Sput, because there's too much trauma attached to those names. You know what I'm saying? And that it took me a while to get comfortable with even my name, because for so long I was ashamed of my name. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, growing up in school, a lot of teachers couldn't pronounce my name correctly. Some kids would like crack jokes on my name and all that. So I just went by Zeke. I thought that was cooler. But as I got older, I realized, man, I have a powerful name. You know what I'm saying? And that's a powerful thing. I got to researching what my name means in different religions. I know in the Quran it means man's a good company. In the African proverb it means God strengthened. You get what I'm saying? So I didn't know the power that I had within me, because I was letting my PTSD, I was letting my trauma, define who I was. You know what I'm saying? So now, like I say, those of you that know me as Ezekiel, this is who I am. You know what I'm saying? Those that knew me as Zeke or knew me as Sput, that was my representative at that time that I introduced you to. So I'm not gonna expect for you to know Ezekiel or to see where I'm coming from or to see my vision or to see what I'm trying to do, because you only knew me as what I represented myself as at that time. So, that's just something that we have to understand. We have to be comfortable with who you are. You know what I'm saying? And heal. And like I told my mom, I don't necessarily believe there's no such thing as generational curses. I believe it's all generational trauma. And each generation that doesn't heal, you just passing that trauma on down. You know what I'm saying? You just repeatedly passing the same trauma on down. So I believe, like, once one generation heals or start seeking healing and getting on the road to the recovery, that all those quote unquote generational curses, they will be broke. You know what I'm saying? They will, because you healing now. Even the trauma get passed down all the way to the food. Cause like one thing I thought about, okay, Big Mama or your grandma or whoever, they pass away, right? High blood pressure, diabetes, cholesterol. The same thing that killed them, that made, the same food that they ate and killed them, that's what we eating after they funeral. The same food that Big Mama, cooked, that's what we eating after the funeral. You know what I'm saying? We eating the pork. We eating, the all this high cholesterol and all this. We eating all this. The same thing that just put her in the ground. We going back, and eating that up. You know what I'm saying? Like trauma can be passed down in so many different ways. And like you just gotta understand, like trauma is something very serious. And like PTSD is something very serious in our culture that we definitely need to bring awareness to, cause PTSD is very serious. Like, you know, a lot of people that might have drug habits, that stems from PTSD, because it's something in them that they're trying to hide, that they're trying to forget, you know, that they don't want to be attached to. So they have to, feel like they have to get high, they have to get drunk just to, deal with what this. No, no, you don't. If you just take the time out to like analyze yourself, like reflect on yourself, take notes on yourself. We're taught to take notes in school and college on everything but ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We're taught to take notes on everything but ourselves. Like, when was the last time you sat down and took a note of yourself for a whole day? Like, you observed yourself and your habits and your patterns of things you did that day, and you sat down and you made a list and you went through that list of your traits and things that you did that day, and ways that you can improve, and things that you liked about you know what I'm saying, that you had going on that day, and things you didn't like. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the things we have to do to like manage this and like get a better understanding on what this is. Like, if someone calls trauma to you, one thing I feel like that can help you out, write that person a letter. You don't necessarily have to give it to them. You don't even have to read it to them. Write that, get it out. You know what I'm saying? You have to get it out. You could write that person a letter and pour it out like, hey, or you can even record yourself, and getting all of it out. Just get it out. You know what I'm saying? Don't harvest on to it. Don't harder on to it. Don't hold on to it. You have to let it go. You know what I'm saying? In order to grow and become the best version of yourself. You know what I'm saying? The best version, the next version of you is going to be the best version of you. But you have to let the PTSD and the trauma go. You have to understand, what is PTSD and the symptoms of PTSD. We have to get an understanding of that, because a lot of us, like I say, we are going through PTSD every day and we are unaware. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us have anxiety from different things, and we put it on everything else but the trauma that we went through. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us, like I say, is unaware of the trauma. So like, that's one thing I just want to, share with y'all today is, PTSD. What is PTSD? You know what I'm saying? And just different ways to manage the PTSD. Just signs of PTSD. Like I say, it could be nightmares. It could be waking up in cold sweats. It could be flashbacks. It could be depression. It could be anxiety. It could be identity crisis, where you like try to find like who you are as a person. Like, it could be so many things, and all this can stem from PTSD, post traumatic stress disorder, of you being, going through traumatizing situations and you not even knowing that you traumatized. You know what I'm saying? And this like can have you, living a whole life that's not even yours. You could be out here living, you not being your authentic self. You know what I'm saying? You not being that because you holding on to the trauma, and the trauma is keeping you from being, the real you. You know what I'm saying? You being you based off of trauma. So like, I just want to bring awareness to that, today, PTSD. You know what I'm saying? Like, comment and subscribe. If you been through some tough times with different trauma in your life, man, just leave a comment, or whatever. Or if you don't even want to leave a comment, and you feel like that's a little too much to leave in the public to read comments, shoot me a DM on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, man, I'm here to use my gift and my talent, man, to help other people. I'm letting God work through me to help y'all. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm doing. I'm using my experiences with trauma that I went through and I just found ways to manage thanks to therapy. And I want to use those tips and exercises to help everyone else out there. You know what I'm saying? Especially the black culture, or the black community or the African Americans or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I really don't like putting all those titles, you know, on stuff. You know what I'm saying? Even though I know that I'm a black man and I know I'm an African American, well, I can't say that because my great 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 grandma, my granddad grandma, she was a full blooded Indian. You know what I'm saying? So you know, but that's a whole nother subject. But hey, I just want to, like I say, man, I just want to drop this with y'all, man. Nothing but love, peace, and love, man, and just, love yourself. Love yourself. Like, love yourself, man. Like, love yourself. Like, if you haven't fully fell in love with yourself, don't go out here and getting involved with no one, trying to fall in love with no one, or trying to give someone trying to give someone uh, a cup with holes all in it. You know what I'm saying? And expecting for someone to fill you up, because every time they pour into that cup, it's just gonna leak out. So you have to, like, fill yourself up. You know what I'm saying? And once you do that, man, you'll be surprised on the things that the universe align up for you, and the people that the universe allowed to come in your life. You know what I'm saying? That's has nothing to do with trauma. People that's actually on the same frequency or the same wavelength that you on now. You just have to become, a better version of yourself, and like leave the old version of you behind. Like I say, a lot of people don't even know me as Ezekiel. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people never probably even gonna see me as Ezekiel. You know what I'm saying? They always gonna see me as Zeke. They always gonna see me as Sput. But like I say, that was my representative at the time. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not on that no more. I'm on the road to recovery. You know what I'm saying? I'm recovering from my trauma. So, all the old things I used to do, and some of the people I used to hang around, I don't even hang around those people anymore. Some of the things I used to do, I don't even do a lot of those things anymore. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to share this with y'all. Man, peace and love. Like I say, man, y'all have a blessed day, a blessed morning, or a blessed afternoon, man. Keep God first. Keep God in your heart. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like, God has been taken away, and that's why there's so much chaos in the world. No, we have gone astray. You know what I'm saying? From you know, like, just keep God first, man. Keep God first. You know what I'm saying? Like, keep God first. Make sure you pray. Make sure you know what I'm saying? Just keep God first. Build a relationship with God. You know what I'm saying? Build your own relationship. You know what I'm saying? You don't, you can have your own relationship on how you communicate with God. You know what I'm saying? There's no right or wrong way to communicate with God. But as long as you have that relationship and that understanding, you know what I'm saying, you connected to something higher than yourself, trust me, everything will work in your favor, man. Again, thank y'all for tuning in, man. Peace and love.